So now come to this whole discussions that to prevent anti-competitive practices in market like monopolistic activities, monopoly, cartel. Yeah. So if we see that, yeah, everyone got an like an idea that what competition law deals with. So earlier, let's come to little historical perspective that how antitrust laws or competition law come into existence and what we aims for all these things. Why I am asking this question? Because recently I did an empirical study, and it was very astonishing for me that even people have an idea that what competition law aim for, but they don't have an idea what it deals with. So it's like, yeah, there is a one competition act, but how it is deals, what are the purpose and objective of this law? So our discussion would be incomplete until and unless we will get to know that what competition law aims for. So earlier, right now we are having Indian Competition Law 2002, but earlier there was an MRTP Act and 1969. It basically deals with the monopolistic or restricted trade practices, and where there was a command and control economy. That is, the whole command is with the government, and there was no such business practices as such. They are not dealing with such. But after the post-liberalizations, 1991, and we have seen that other countries are coming up with a different antitrust acts, and there was a need that now acts should not be deal with monopolistic things. There are other practices also happening in the market. So now the Competition Act 2002 came into existence around, but the whole act came into different chunks. Some provision came around 2009, some in 2002. But basically the Indian competition law deals with they are regulating the business practices, and it deals with the three basic scenario. One is the anti-competitive agreements. The other part is the abuse of dominant position, and the third is the combination that deals with the merger and acquisition. So now when we are talking about the anti-competitive agreements, so now what is anti-competitive agreement? Why I'm dealing all these things? When we are going to discuss further that how AI is involving, how AI is impacting the whole market, there we will get an understanding of what anti-competitive agreements are. So anti-competitive agreements are those arrangements between the enterprises or the entities where they are involved in activities which restrict the market and remove the competition of market. So why competition is very important? It gives a better choices, better quality to the consumer. So that's the whole objective, because without competition market robust India's economy. So there is very important that how the business would regulate. So when we are talking about anti-competitive agreements, they are divided in two parts. One is the horizontal agreements, the other is the vertical agreements. Now, when we are talking about the horizontal agreements, so as a by term horizontal agreement, it means that the enterprises of equal nature. Suppose, like I'm dealing with certain things and the other competitor also dealing with the same thing. So if we are making an agreement, we are the competitor of each other and we are making an agreement, so that is considered as an anti-competitive agreement. So when we are talking about the vertical agreement, so vertical is the manufacturer, when there is an agreement between the manufacturer and retailers, and they are coming with such an arrangement that agreements are considered a vertical agreement. So if you have gone through some case law, so you must have seen that Hyundai case where there was an agreement between the Hyundai manufacturer and retailer that the accessories of Hyundai would be available through this mode only. So that is considered anti-competitive, because here you are not giving a choices to the consumer. So these are the anti-competitive agreements, and why they are causing an appreciable adverse effect on competition within India. What is appreciable adverse effect? That you are affecting the competition in the market, which you are restricting the trade practices, business practices, along with you are not giving a fair quality of products and fair choices to the consumers, and restricting the entry of the other competitors. And for that, there is an example of cartel. I know everyone have an idea that what cartel is. So cartel is when there are two competitive entities, they are coming within an agreement where they are going to restrict trade practices they are going to restrict prices, restrict trade practices. Also, in this way, there was a landmark case of cement cartel, where we have seen that the companies, they are starting that they are going to fix the prices of the products, in which they are dealing with, this time I'm going to win this mode, the other time this company will going to do this. So here they are making an arrangement. So here what will going to happen, the consumers will be affected, because they are making the arrangements where are fixing the prices. We have seen that generally this type of activities, when we have seen the auto stand, auto walas fix the prices of their path. So one auto wala is saying that it will cost you 100 rupees, the other one will saying the 100 rupees. So what is happening? They are making a cartel, but that's not affecting the economy to the large extent. But when there are big giant companies are involved, then definitely it will going to affect. Now, so when we are talking about these anti-competitive agreements, then let's talk about the how algorithm or artificial intelligence is impacting the competition law by through collusive practices or the other tacit collusion and all that. So when we are talking about AI, so if we given a basic idea, if you have an idea, could you tell me that what is your understanding regarding what is AI? A basic one word answer, it is fine. I just want to know that what your understanding regarding AI. I'm going to deal with your questions at the later part of the lecture. Once we are going to deal with the whole lecture, some questions would be answered while when you will listen to the whole discussion, and then we will going to discuss questions. So yes, we can say that it's a machine intelligence and all that. So in a very simple word, if I would say that artificial intelligence is something that mimics human intelligence. That's the whole, yes, human tendency of working out. So if we see the example of artificial intelligence nearby, that we started now, which is the best restaurant nearby. When you give that command, you will have another different responses. So this restaurant is good, this, that. So these are the algorithm based. This is the artificial intelligence. And when we are talking about artificial intelligence, it's not a new concept. It's this term first coined in 1955. John McCarthy, he coined this term, the term artificial intelligence. Now we have like seen that how it is like explore. People are started exploring. So these are the now the development. These are the development process. Now, if we are seeing that generative AI and all these things, but AI is not something which is very new. So when we are talking about the AI, if we talk about the competition law, so we have get an idea that what competition law aims for, that these are the protect the interests of the consumers, protect the business practices, or providing a competitive market and robust economic growth. But what AI is, I'm not saying AI is something which is affect negatively, but if we are talking about AI gives two, like everything have a two coin, a positive and negative. So no doubt AI make our life more easier. Even for if we talk about competition law, then also it make a competition enforcement little bit easier by through data analysis or efficient investigation. But when we are talking about the negative impacts of all these artificial intelligence or the algorithm or through machine learning or natural language processing, so we have seen that there was an issue of algorithm collusion, market flow closures, and new forms of discrimination pricing. So what happens? These AI-driven tools are using a rapid expansion of big tech companies, and because of these small enterprises affecting at a large scale. How it is affecting? Let's. So first, we will going to understand the pricing algorithm. So what is the pricing algorithm? It is a set of computer rules and processes designed to optimize the price for a product or services. So these algorithms analyze various factors such as market condition, competitors' price, demand fluctuations, and customer behavior to automatically adjust prices. So what happens that because of this algorithm, because of these AI, the product, the charges of the product, the services, the prices is changing. How it is changing? If you have noticed, if you start noticing things around you, if you the best example is the e-mobile taxi services, that is Ola and Uber. You have seen that at certain point of time, the price of that ride is different as compared to the price of the ride when you book in other place. So this happens because of various factors, and what these factors are. So how that algorithm works, we will try to understand that how these algorithm work and how it is affecting us. So firstly is the demand. First, current demand for rides. If you are, let's take an example of two cities. First is the Delhi, and the other, let's take an example of Banaras, because right now I'm residing in Banaras, so, and I give you, so for me, giving a comparative city would be a lot more better. So when you are talking about, yeah, prices of flights also, we are going to discuss this prices of flights example uh, in a different topic, where we will get in that how pricing are set through these algorithms. So when you are talking about places like Delhi and when you are talking about places like Varanasi, so here in places like Delhi, the demand is high. So here the prices of the your rides would be increasing the way you one cannot imagine. But when you are and similarly, it is happening here in Varanasi, but here the demand is not that high. So now the time of day and week, that if you are booking your rides in the morning and if you are booking the rides in the evening, that is office hour, the rides charges would be high. But when you are compared to the auto walas, their charges would be the same. Even if you are start booking in the morning or even in the evening or even in the night, the charges would be the same. Location, the specific areas. Even if you will notice, even this is happening in even school is doing this thing. So if you are from this society, the school bus charges will be like this. So they are doing humanly, but here they are doing through algorithms. They are setting the algorithm in the way that the prices of the, even if you will start talking to the drivers about this, they are not going to understand that how it is happening. Now the traffic, this is also one of the factors. The distance, this is very obvious, and the driver availability. It is also depend, because if I can give you an example regarding this driver availability, even in Varanasi, when you go to the airport, so because the driver availability is so less that it start costing you 700 or 800 rupees. Now the last and the very important price, the point is the surge pricing. So what happened in this surge pricing, that during periods of high demand, algorithm triggers surge pricing or dynamic pricing. So even the CCI, the Competition Commission of India, the regulating agency which are dealing with the competitions, the competition law and other related aspects, these agency they also did a market study or give an advisory opinion and all that. So they did in a market study, and if you go and see in the CCI website how it's these ride companies or the e-mobile taxi services are managing their algorithm by doing if and buts, and there are different pricing, the dynamic pricing you have seen, and even the driver also knows that how that algorithm works. Because if you see that these companies, if we talk about Ola, if you talk about Uber, they are costing a different commissions to the driver, along with even they are not getting that how algorithm is. If you will see that in the morning they are charging you 230 for a same place, and in the evening they are charging you 180. Why it is happening? It's so even now what is happening right now. After that CCI did that market study, they made certain guidelines and said to these companies that you are not going to search prices during these hours. Now, what they did, they didn't change anything in their algorithm. Now, if you notice, I'm pretty much sure that still there are section of the people, they are not aware about this fact, that if you have seen, basically you have seen that whenever you have booked your ride and it shows right now 230, and once you reach the destination, it starts showing 260 or 270. So what happened at that point of time? If you will ask, ki, Bhaiya, I booked around 230, now why it's costing me 260? They would be say, yes, it is because of the traffic. It's because of the, I don't know, ma'am, it's because of traffic and all that. But no, you are not supposed to do that. So at that point of time, you can go in help section, you can ask for that peak, their high price, and they will going to return even without asking anything. But what is happening? They are not changing their algorithm. They are making that algorithm same, but you can claim that amount. And I know 90% of people are not aware about this fact that if they are costing you high, you can ask even for a 1 rupee also. And I'm doing from last 6 to 7 months. Once I got to know that this has happened, I ask every time, and even they return me 5 rupees also. So if once next time if you book the ride, always make sure they are not charging you a high amount. So this is the thing that how algorithm work and how these big giant companies are involving in such anti-competitive activities. These are called anti-competitive because here, if you see, and this happening is not, I'm not talking about e-mobile taxi. Even if you will start seeing that uh, there are very different tacit collisions or pricing algorithm happening. Even if you look into the fashion industry or the pharmacy industry, you will start noticing that how these big giant companies are involving in such activities. Now, how these collusions and AI is happening. Collusion occurs when firms in a market coordinate their behavior for the purpose of producing a supra competitive outcome. Now, what is supra competitive outcome? In which that big giant companies would involve and make the prices of those products to the level that it would be a difficult for the local enterprise to enter the market, and by this they are dominating the market along with restricting the choice of consumers. If the prices of the product would be high, it would definitely going to restrict your purchasing power. So in this way they are colluding, and they are colluding by involving such activity or through uh, collective dominance and all that. Now, algorithm collusion refers to the coordination between algorithms that intended to work independently but end up working together to produce a result that is harmful or unfair. So, uh, why it is happening? If you will see that to if we let's take an example of fashion industry. I know everyone is shopping online. So if we talk about Flipkart, or if we talk about Meesho, or if we talk about Myntra, the same products are costing different on different websites. So even though they are using different algorithm, but they are setting the prices. Zoom a screen little bit. I'm so sorry because I'm using my two screen, and that's why this is the maximum I can do. I'm so sorry for that. I'm going to share my PPT with the team, so it would be a lot more easier once you will once the lecture would be end. I will share my PPT. Okay, thank you so much. So here what is happening that the Myntra and these are, even though they are using different apps or different algorithm, then also they by looking into the prices and the adjustment, they are setting the prices. What is happening because of all this? There would be a price mixing, reduced competition, and other harmful outcomes. Now, how these colluding activities occurs? So there are certain scenarios. First, let's talk about the messenger scenario. One of the students already talked about that airline fixing the price. So that is this messenger scenario. What is happening? They are using single algorithm to make the price parity, that is the same prices for. So there was some case in UK around 1994 where there are different airline companies using the single algorithm. They are setting the prices, fixing the prices of their flights. So what is happening in this? They are involving in a collusive practices. So what the customer have no choice here. They would not be going to. Okay. I'm so sorry. It would disturb my whole presentation also because I set it, and right now I'm not that comfortable with my laptop because I purchased recently. I'm so sorry for that. I'm definitely going to share my PPT, but because of this, the whole lecture is getting disturbed and continuity is breaking. I'm so sorry for that. So now what happened is messenger scenario. They are using the single algorithm firstly, and they are setting the prices equal. So until unless the consumers have no choices, there would be a no competition in the market. You are not getting the good quality of products. You are fixing the prices everywhere. And so right now, whenever you book flights, what you are going to see that with like everyone's condition, if it is a cheap or time consuming everything. But if all the airlines fix the same price, what will going to happen? Do we have any choice? No, we are. So that is the restrictive trade practices, or this is and considered the anti-competitive. So by setting the algorithm, that is messenger scenario. Now coming to the hub and spoke conspiracy. So as a hub means the platform, and when we are talking about the spoke, that is the different players, might be it would be vertical or a horizontal player. So now what is this hub and spoke conspiracy? It is an indirect agreement where algorithm developer forces. Yes, that's true. They are face. There are so many cases. If you will start going through reading these, you will find it that how these different companies where we are dealing with daily basis, they are involving in some anti-competitive behavior. So if we talk about the hub and spoke conspiracy, what they are doing, these platforms are forcing the competitors to set the prices. And there was a latest case of this Zomato and Swiggy. What they are doing, they are involving in, so they are starting making their kitchen clouds and along with their restaurants. Though then they are setting the price accordingly. So the platform is forcing the competitors not to change the platform and use this platform only. So they are even restricting their business practices of the competitor, along with they are making the big profits by them. So this is called hub and spoke conspiracy. Now if we talk about the predictable agent, so here that each company is unilaterally implementing its own pricing algorithm by seeing the other company. I have already talked about this. So if I'm dealing with certain brand and the other one is also dealing with the same brand, so what is going on? If I'm setting the price of that particular product at rupees 500, the other, even though we are using the different algorithm, but they are also setting the price accordingly. So what are these? These are the collusive practices. So, and these are again because of these collusive practices, you are appreciably adverse affecting the market within an India. You are restricting other competitors. So what they are, if they are big giant companies, they have that much of power to do this. But do the local enterprises have this power? Do they can challenge these big giant companies? No, they are not. So how these pricing algorithms are working? Now, if we talk about right now, everyone is going market. They are doing online shopping. Even we started now doing grocery shoppings. So what they are doing? Here the whole game played by these big giant companies, the ones they can own. But if being a dominant is it fine? Even if we talk about the Indian competition law, being a dominant is not illegal per se. But if you are abusing that domination by collaborating with other competitors or involving in such activities, that would be considered anti-competitive. That would not be acceptable. So if we talk about the online marketplaces, online advertising, algorithm can lead to reduced competition because they are reducing, because we have a limited choices now, because only the few of the companies are involved in that. Along with they are reducing consumer choices, your choices would be reduced. Along with can be along with it can be difficult to detect and prosecute in India. So if we are talking about earlier also it would be difficult to detect the cartels. We are what is happening? We are going through emails and all that. Through that we detecting the cartels. But because of these algorithms, it would be a lot more difficult for government agencies to detect these algorithms colluding practices. So and it occurs in various sectors, such as if we talk about the e-commerce, the fashion industries, or ride hailings, or social media. So one of the best example, if we are talking about the Ola and Uber, what they are doing, they are costing the same prices. Even if we talk about now Rapido, there are different companies are coming up, and everyone is engaging in such activities only. So even though big giant companies are coming, they are providing, but there is not such difference in the prices as such. So what they are doing, they are indirectly colluding, even though we don't have a such specific evidences that whether they are colluding or not. But if you go and see the CCI market study, you will get it that how these companies are training the algorithm. And even the drivers have no idea. So even the ones who are using those, even they don't have any idea. Now, if we talk about the second, till now we have studied that how anti-competitive agreements are, different activities, collusive practice, tacit collusions, and how messenger hub and spoke conspiracy. Now come to the concept of abuse of dominance. So if we talk about dominance, it's not illegal per se. You have a full right to enjoy your dominant position, but you have no right to abuse that dominant position. So what is happening? That companies that have a significant power, they are using AI to exclude competitors. Now, how this is happening? They are setting their algorithms in the way that give the preferential treatment to their own products and services. Let's take an example. I know many of you started using Blinkit. It's like within a 10 minutes, they started deliver your products, even if it is a chocolate or even if it is a cold drink, anything. Now, what they are happening? So, if we talk about, there was even a case, even an investigation is done by that big basket. This is held by 70% of Tata. Now, if you will start opening the big basket, they will start showing their products firstly as compared to the other products. So what they are doing, they are giving the preference to their products. So how we can deduct that how these AI-driven activities are abusing their dominant positions. First is self-preferencing. We already talked, and there was a major case of Google on this. Have you noticed that if Android phone done by everything governed by the Google, so whenever you purchase an Android phone, the inbuilt apps are like Google Pay, their app. So even the CCI imposed penalty for that, that you cannot force the or even give the choice to the customer to your products first. So that's very obvious. Even if I have a habit of like if I purchase my phone and if there is an option like Google Pay and all, we will not give a second thought. We will start and downloading that first app. So what would happen for the other app, the other app owners, the ones they don't have the platform as such. So what is it? By using these Android phone and controlled by the Google only, and they are giving their app the preferential treatment. So this would be considered anti-competitive. Now the algorithm manipulation. So that how they are manipulating the algorithms by fixing the prices. So and here you will see once like how come these companies are involving in such activities. Suppose Myntra, if certain product is start showing the price of that particular product is 25. Recently, as a best example, recently I purchased one local brand suit. It cost me in Myntra, it's 2500. But whereas when I turn to AGO, it starts showing me 1400. What I'm going to do, I will go and purchase from AGO only because it obviously it's costing me less. But why it is happening? The same local enterprises using two other platforms, but the prices of the product in both the platforms are different. So are we sure that the quality of those products are same? I don't think so. That is not the way. Even if you look into the Meesho, there are products, similar products available in Meesho of around 300 or 400, but the same product, if you look into the Myntra or other applications, start showing of 1500, 1800, but we have that, no, this would be the same product. But no, you are doing wrong to the consumers here. What you are doing, you are giving a cheap product to the consumers, but the consumers have the same thought. Even if you can, that would be considered a copy product. But that would not be the same. What your thought process regarding that, if it is a Zara top, then how come a Zara top is available on the market of 2000? It is available in the other app 1000 rupees. So this is not transparency. What they are doing, even they are manipulating, they are not showing the transparent behavior. Need the access control. They are controlling the big giant companies. They are controlling the whole market. If even if you are looking into the combinations, the merger and acquisitions, so what they are doing, the big giant companies, they are purchasing these small companies or acquiring these small companies where they are limiting them to explore. So these are the things where these big giant companies are involving. The concept like collective dominance, it is not recognized in India, but it is recognized in USA. So if we see during the uh, Diwali break or during different breaks, all applications are showing huge discounts on various products. That's very obvious. We are going towards this. Now, what is happening in the local market? There are no one is going and checking those markets. They are collectively dominating the market. So what they are going to do right now, they are providing you the product at very cheap prices. So once they would be a no come, so for like a small enterprises, for them to survive in those markets would be a little bit difficult, and they would be move out. Even recently I heard that that's not a big number, but this is a number from last 1 year. 200 big grocery shops, they are vanished from the market just because of these big basket, blankets, Swiggy, Instamart, and all that. So what they are doing right now, they are giving you the products at a very cheaper price, where they are moving competition from the market, and then they will raise the prices. Do we have now other options? No, we have to purchase those products from there. So what they are doing, they are restricting the economy of our country. So these are the concept of collective dominance, where still we are not recognizing, but in other countries they are looking into this. If now I would suggest you, whenever you go and see the market in that position, that how these is working. Whenever you are purchasing on online or going to local market, why it is happening that few of the products. Let's take an example. Right now, the Korean industry is booming. Why Korean products are available only in Tira or now in Nika? Why not the other shops? Earlier, it's not like that we are not using luxury skincare products. We were using, but they were available in nearby big stores. But now they have no access to that. And these big giant companies like Tira or Nika, they are holding the whole power. And now what is happening? These big giant companies now start opening their stores. So if you start thinking ki local shops, we can purchase within a minute, but for companies like we were shopping on online, they will deliver within a day or two. But now they are opening their stores nearby. So now they are also involving in all this. They are delivered within a day. They are installing the Try Me app. So how they are the algorithm is changing. No doubt they are giving customers a very leisure life by giving home shopping, where you can see the lipstick shade on your skin by using the app, inbuilt app like Try Me. But if once, is it fine? But if they are involving in such manipulative practice, and whether they are giving you authentic products, that is a big question. So if we talk about, so till now we have an idea that how anti-competitive, what is AI and how they are dealing, and what how algorithm is working in different activities, and even if they are not transparent on these. And if we talk about dominant positions, how big giant companies are acquiring all these. If we are talking about Google, Big Basket, everywhere we have seen such anti-competitive behavior, but still most of the people are not aware that yes, it's affecting our economy. People are moving out from the market. If are here at one point of time, we are talking about we are supporting MSME, but at other we are supporting the big giant companies, which make the other small enterprises moving out from the market. So if we look into the market, so the market is divided into offline and online markets. Now in online market, uh, we have seen that now it started a social media market. So where through Instagram, through Facebook, we are started purchasing. So it's a good thing that it's giving a mode for a different section of the society to involve in all these things. But how they are controlling it? So if we will start, if you start exploring, it is fine. but there should be certain rules and regulation how they are going to control it. And if we see the countries around the globe, if we see Germany through 10th Amendment, European Union, they bring their digital AI Act, or if we talk about USA, everyone is bringing certain rules and regulation. But if we talk about India, we are still governing through the same act which is recently implemented in 2009, if we properly see. And the AI market is not something very new. We are shopping online like since 2013, 11. So these are the scenario, and still after 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, there is no such guidelines how these online markets and online business would be run. So the CCI, we are talking about the CCI, the Competition Commission of India, the only agencies which are dealing with all these uh, uh, anti-competitive behaviors. They are focusing that how we can eliminate the anti-competitive practices. They are involved in various uh, market study, and they are also reviewing merger and acquisitions, and they are trying to make a training program for a small businesses. So uh, recently what they do, like on a monthly basis, they are calling different enterprises or different small companies, and giving them uh, training process that how these work. So that's nice. Even I would suggest, if most of the students like in LLB and they are aiming for internships and all that, please go in CCI. They are providing like a monthly internships, so you can check their website and then you can apply. There you get a good understanding that how the whole competition market of our country runs, that how they do market study, how they set their questionnaires, and what they are doing for this algorithm based market. Even they are doing involving in investigation or enforcement. They are imposing penalties also. Even they are releasing the advisory guidelines. Or and regarding AI, even CCI recently inviting proposal where they are launching a study that how AI is impacting the competitions, the efficiency, and the innovations. So I would suggest, if you are aiming for certain internships and all that, please look into the CCI. They are also providing internships, and they are taking almost, I think, 10 to 15 students. So here you will get a lot understanding over there. Now, moving forward, so recently, Competition Commission of India launches a market study on artificial intelligence and competition. So here, CCI recognized an anti-competitive practices by big tech companies. So they recently they did that thing, and they recognize these big tech companies' anti-competitive practices. So we are going to study all these but I would suggest everyone. So this topic is very. If we're talking about the corporate sector, it's very important where that how algorithm is working. Go and read that market study on Ola and Uber, along with this market study on this artificial intelligence and competition law. They are available on CCI website. You will get a good understanding that how this is happening. Now, let's talk about these 10 anti-competitive practices. First is the anti-steering provisions. What is this anti-steering provisions? They prevent the business users from moving off the platform. So what they are doing, that you are forced to use this platform only. You cannot move to the other platform. So if I'm involving in certain business practice, if I'm running certain business and I'm using various platforms, key how my business can explode. But if I come to the agreement with certain platform, then they are forcing me that you cannot move to the other platform. So that is considered anti-competitive because they are restricting my business practices. Now, if we are coming to this exclusive tie-ups, what they are doing up, even if you have an understanding of competition law, you have seen that how tie-in arrangement are considered as anti-competitive. So what they are doing, that if you want to purchase this product, you have to purchase the other product. You have no other options. So even if you don't want to buy the other product, but you have to purchase that product, so these are called as exclusive tie-up. So what they are doing, they are increasing the market of that other product by indulging in such activities. So suppose if they initiate if suppose if, some company want start making two products, and they are already know that this product is already booming in the market, but no one is liking this product. So best example is Himalaya. Now Himalaya face was available, but even they are doing this thing, the Himalaya scrub and Himalaya face was coming together. Even though you can do that, but if Himalaya scrubber market is going down, and then also you are putting that, then it is you are trying to boost the market power of that other product. So these are called exclusive tie-ups, and these are called as the anti-competitive. And you have seen this like in online mode also, that you would be like, if you want to do purchase this, you have to do purchase this other product also. Then is the platform neutrality and self-preferencing, that is promoting their own products. We are already talked on this big basket, how they are promoting their own products. If you will start noticing other platform also, you will start seeing that if this product is new, is this company is owning that product, you will get an idea. Right now, what is happening, whenever customers have no, like, they have no understanding regarding this. Whenever you go, you just see what is your what is your expectations, the price, the quality, and anything you start purchasing like that. But how they are manipulating their algorithm by giving preferential treatment to their products first and then to the other products. So how they are booming their products, but the other products, even they are more organic compared to them. But the concept like a net neutrality, the similar, if you get an idea how net neutrality works, in a similar fashion it works. Now pricing and deep discounting. So this is something, it's a very like astonishing fact for me, that how if now even the products which for a common man it would be like difficult to purchase. Right now, you will get every brand product like of 1,000 or 15 numbers. One cannot imagine that how they are doing it. They are providing you deep discount, and because of these deep discounting, and the other choices would be move out from the market, and then they start dominating the market. So I don't know whether can I compare this, but it makes certain relevancy to that. If we talk about Geo, when Geo is offering uh, uh, zero offers, zero pricing plans. So what happened? Earlier, when Jio enters the market, and within a 6 months, Jio boomed the whole telecom industry. What they are doing, they are giving zero plan to the customers. It's very obvious. Customer will go for that. Now, what happened? And this call is a predatory pricing. Now, what is predatory pricing? When you are providing any product below the manufacturer price. So if suppose this mobile is of 10,000, if it is cost manufacturer price is 10,000, and every retailer manufacturers start selling that product around 12,000, some 13,000, some 11,000, and some company came and they started selling it 8,000. It is not possible for every company to sell at such a low price with like less than manufacturer price. So what happened? Everyone will move to that 8,000, and the other parties will be moved out from the market. But there, what the argument plays, that it is a welcome offer. Now, if so, there are so many aspects. When you talk about competition, there are so many aspects, the geographical area and so many other aspects. So what they said, what was an argument of Reliance Geo, that we are not dominant entity in this market, but if we look, Reliance is already dominant entity in other markets. But by using that position of dominance in other markets, they are ruling this market. And they started saying that these are the welcome offers. So how it is justified? So now if we look, telecom industry reports from last 4, everywhere Jio is booming. Why? Because they started giving. Now it would be difficult for customers to move to the different plan. No, they will not move to the different same or different plan. So this is something every other company is involving, but it is not seen clearly as we have seen in the Jio case. But there are instances if you will start looking in that way. Now, search and ranking preference. We have seen that I already said that they are giving preference to their, like Uh, Recently, Zomato and Swiggy are involving in kitchen cloud. They are opening their own kitchen clouds and restaurants. So what they are doing, whenever you start opening, and I want like certain food, so they will give preference to their kitchen cloud or their restaurants. So what will happen? They will boom, and the other would be move out from the market. Restricting third party applications, that you are like, yes, you are not going to use the third party applications. If you are using our platform, you have to use our payment method only. So suppose, let's take an example. It's not happening in Amazon, but let's take an example. There are things that if you want to pay, you have to use the Amazon pay only. So these are called as anti-competitive. And bundling and tying. So bundling is not illegal, but tying is. Bundling is where you using different products and you are selling it. It is okay, but what it would become an illegal when you are booming the other market product. So that is illegal. If advertising policy, this is a great example, and I always talk about all this advertising policy. So what happening now? Earlier they create the market, now they are creating the market as per the individual customer preferences. So even if that product is not in the market, but I want this type of product, and so they are creating a product for a single customer. So these companies, these big giant companies, are holding the market to that extent. So how the local enterprises would compete on that way? It is not possible. Obviously, it's not possible. Advertising, you have seen, if even I talk that I want a kurta for my this occasion, everywhere on every social media platform, you are starting getting those ads. So what they are using those algorithms, but is these algorithms are available to these local enterprises? No, they are not. Even someone will start saying that who stopped them to use these platforms? Let's suppose someone started using these platform also, but because of this self-preferencing treatment, and they are still at their loss only. So what is happening? It's we are giving a less choices to the customers, along with promoting the big giant companies and restricting the practices, restricting, fixing the prices. If we talk about the acquisition and mergers, the same thing happening, that you are acquiring these small companies, even they are providing a good, but they don't have that much of resources, so they involve, and because of that they are booming data usages. These big companies have a huge amount of data. They know that which customer need that, their advertisement policy on that basis. So right now this is an era of uh, data, where data is considered as a money. So if these companies can afford it, but if we look into the small enterprises, they can know. So I'm not saying that AI is negatively impacting the market, but yes, we have seen that until and unless we will not bring certain policies or regulations or guidelines, it will definitely going to the impact the market. That's very obvious. If we if we are not right now, CCI said that these are considered anti-competitive practices. They are discussing on this, but till now there is no such policy which like they no such policy where they are trying to control or regulate these markets. So if we talk about India's status, India is spotted at 51st rank in the world out of 67 regions they assessed in terms of digital competitiveness. And this report is prepared by the Swiss-based International Institute for Management Development. So earlier India's ranking was 49th and then 44th, and now it is 51. This shows that we are not focusing on all these things, even though these have become part of our life from last 10 to 12 years. But till now, we are not bringing any certain regulation guidelines that how these marketing. So it's very like recently I did an empirical study where people knew that what is Indian competition law. They have an idea that what CCI is, but they have no idea that how these what are anti-competitive agreements, or whether this act would be considered as anti-competitive or not. What is abuse of dominance? Or some say that dominant position itself is an anti-competitive. No, but these are the things which shows that we are like we are far away from all these things. So right now it's not about uh, it's not about how AI is positively impacting, but it's also about how it is negatively impacting the market, and it will going to impact the economy along with restrict trade practices, along with it would affect the consumers also. So this is from my end. I think I'll finish within a time limit. So let's have some question answer, and then we will wind up our discussion. So now let's discuss a few of the questions if you have any doubt related to this topic, or anyone have any questions. Yes, sir. Please switch on sir's camera. I think sir have some sir raised in hand for that.
Oh, yeah. This is Professor Venkateshwar, madam.
Yes, sir.
How Competition Commission of India and competition law useful to common man in India?
So, sir, right now I already discussed that how that if we talk about when we are talking about the competition law, I would say that it is not dealing with our individual customer, but a large section of the society. For individual customers, we already have consumer laws, but when we are talking about the large business activities, there the role of competition law arises. So here, if we see that how even CCI is dealing with where they are providing training to these small enterprises or the small retailers or wholesalers, that how they can promote their businesses along with avoid involving in this anti-competitive behavior.
Okay, thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Now, I'm Hare Krishna Jakula, advocate from Madras. Now, my question is, you are being using as algorithm, logarithm. The logarithm is always using in the calculation in the mathematical,
As you
isn't
know.
it? Yes. What way
వచ్చేసి.
it is
Huh?
useful to the AI?
వచ్చేసి.
What way it is useful to AI? And another thing is, when introducing AI, what about the manpower in the, can it the manpower is not decreasing, then how the man will lead the life when AI has been introducing?
So this is the problem. Obviously, when we are so these artificial intelligence, what they are doing, so they are using the different algorithms. So if we talk about the artificial intelligence, there are various features of the artificial intelligence. There is a language, natural language processing, or machine learning. So these run by these algorithm only. So and when we are talking about the manpower, so
Manpower, man.
uh, that's very obvious. That obviously, if AI is coming to the market, the manpower would be less. But I'm not saying that it will. I think AI, we can use AI as a more as an assistant tool rather than a replacing of human force. So, but it's up to us that how we are using it. If we're talking about in our academics world, that students are started using chat gpt grok everything for writing papers. So what is happening, they are limiting their skill by using these AI applications for their own replacement. Yes, you can use these applications to assist you rather than replacing your own self. So I'm not saying that AI will reduce manpower, but even though AI can, in near future, AI can also create more jobs. If we go, there are various studies we have seen that how AI will create more jobs. When might be right now these traditional convention jobs would not be used, but might be they would be replaced with some other jobs.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
मैम मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है,
Hmm.
एआई के आने से क्या मैन पावर पे इम्पैक्ट पड़ रहा काफी सारा, तो मैम ये कि ये कम्युनिटी के हिसाब से लॉस है या फिर किस सेंस में लिया जाए इसको, क्योंकि
So,
इसकी इंफॉर्मेशन पे हम विश्वास तो कर नहीं सकते, क्योंकि एक ह्यूमन एंड होता है तो एक परफेक्ट इंफॉर्मेशन देता है, ठीक है।
mm.
एआई से हम ये उम्मीद नहीं कर सकते कि वो आपको परफेक्ट इंफॉर्मेशन दे भी सकता है और नहीं भी दे सकता है।
So I am talking in that way that you can use AI as a assisted tool rather than using it as a replacement tool. So recently, me and my one of my colleague, we are working on certain topic, and one of our student came and asked me, "Ma'am, Mandal Commission come around 2012." I was shocked that how they where they are getting this information. So what happened? They search on Chat GPT. So Chat GPT will give you an answer in which case that Mandal Commission discussed. So it is around 2012. But so it's up to you that how you are going to use these AI applications. I would suggest that use these AI applications as a assistive tool that where you find it difficult to understand certain. So even we are also using AI tools, Grok or ChatGPT. But if you are not getting certain things, there you can use it. But don't use it as a replacement tool for your own self. Start reading, going through things, start reading papers, give credit to the scholars or academicians, and rather than just using ChatGPT and finish your project. So it's not only the duty of the government or the agency. It's up to depend upon us also that how we are using these platforms. And you have to like check that whether they are giving the right information or not. Anyone else?
If anyone else have any questions, please ask. Otherwise, we'll wind up the meeting in 2 minutes.
So Vishwajit Kumar Chaudhary has raised the hand. Please switch on his speaker.
Ma'am, the mic is on for everyone.
Okay, okay.
Vishwajit, please turn on your mic and ask your question.
Vishwajit, if you have a question and if you are not, just type in this chat box.
Ma'am, I don't think so. Anyone have any other question? Shall we wind
Yes,
up the
yes.
meeting?
Yeah. Okay. And thank you so much for providing me this platform, and thank you for all the participants for such a lovely question.
Thank you, ma'am. Uh, Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your valuable insights. Today, webinar on artificial intelligence and Indian competitive law. Your expertise and engaging presentation provided great clarity on a complex and evolving subject. We are truly grateful for your time, efforts, and contributing in making the session a success. We look forward to future collaboration and wish you a continued success in all your endeavors. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you all.
I request every participant to fill the feedback form that was provided in the chat box.